Sponsored by Zentavos. Keep more of your money.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ask Sloan. I'm Sloan.
I'm Bet.
What's up, boss?
What's up, man? It's been a whole year.
Bro, welcome to the new year.
Welcome to the new year.
Happy New Year,
So
boss.
it's Happy New Year. How's your New Year?
We are off to the races, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any big changes?
No.
No?
No changes.
No. Have you started any resolutions? Anything new?
I don't really like resolutions, I'm definitely working on things. We've talked about it, on a little health journey, So I've been working out more
Okay.
and managing my diet a little bit more. So
That's good.
right now I'm trying to get my triglycerides down, right? So that's messing up my cholesterol and giving me some insulin resistance, and which is just mess. So I'm no alcohol, no sugar right now, like very little carbs, lean meats like chicken, like poultry,
Yeah. No beef.
just like beef once a week.
Okay.
Okay, so mostly like chicken, turkey, and fish, right?
Yeah.
And then vegetables, right? But like no rice, no tortillas, no no breads.
Yeah. Have you tried Bella Green?
Yeah. Hey, we're actually looking at Bella Green this evening for dinner after the show.
I love Bella Green. Really, really good and healthy food.
Absolutely.
They actually inspired me to make a new dish. I love to cook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that. You love to
Yeah,
cook.
I love to
Okay.
cook. I cook it all.
Awesome.
So, kale, sweet potatoes,
Okay.
pumpkin seeds,
Wow.
chicken breast,
Uh-huh.
grilled,
Okay.
and I think that's pretty much it. There's
My daughter would love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's really good though.
I am not into sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
Kale's good in moderation. Like I can't eat a full. Like I like kale in my salad. I don't like a kale salad. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, it's cooked though. So what you do is
Yeah, cooked kale.
boil it up.
Great. Yeah. Like sauteed spinach kind of situation.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, a little bit of nuts in there. You said pumpkin seeds, right?
Pumpkin seeds.
And I like pumpkin seeds. So
Yeah. It's a odd transition because I'm Dominican and on the island, like we eat a lot of like root, we eat a lot of carbs.
right.
And so it's like, plantains.
I can't stand plantains.
Yeah, cassava, stuff like
What's
that.
cassava?
Cassava is like a root plant. So
Oh, okay.
we call it yuca.
Like a potato.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's like sort of like a potato. So yuca, and then there's another thing called yautía. Yeah, so it's like these odd like roots,
Okay.
but they're really good. They're really good for you too.
Yeah.
And my mom swears that it makes you super strong. So I eat a lot of that.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Caribbeans are usually on the leaner side, even
Yeah.
though they eat a very carb heavy diet.
Well, it's a lot of it's an active lifestyle,
Yes.
right?
Isn't
You're
it?
getting a lot of fishing, a lot of hunting, a lot of whatever. Like it's an active lifestyle. So you're not sitting around. Like island lifestyle is not like you think it's like just chilling on the beach, but that's for vacation. But islanders are working. Like they're working, right?
Yeah,
They're not sitting around on satellite dish.
No, they're not. No, they're not. I mean, now it's a little bit more modernized, so things are a bit different. Yeah, they're not walking around like, ooh,
Yeah. Well, no, we're not talking about plantations anymore. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
at the same time, it's still an act. I mean, it's like
No, it's an active lifestyle and it's hot all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
laid back, and I think stress has a lot to do with it because when your stress levels are low, you don't retain as much body fat, and so that might have something to do with
Yeah. So if your cortisol's not spiking,
Exactly.
you don't feel like you're in fight or flight. It's
Exactly.
part of my problem, man. My stress levels stay high.
Yeah, and so when your stress levels are high, then your body has an inclination to retain more fat because it's in fight or flight, like you said, survival mode.
Yeah.
And I guess evolutionary, and don't quote me on this, but evolutionary. I'm assuming that when you're in fight or flight, then you might not have food, right? And so you probably need to retain a little bit more of that fat, a little bit more of those sugars
True.
in order to get through life.
Yeah.
But we're not living in those times anymore.
No, but it
So
feels
let's
like
lower our stress
it
levels.
definitely feels like.
Lower our stress levels. I actually thought about that too. I think one of the main themes I've been going through this past month, I say, is, just having faith.
Okay.
It's like trusting.
Yeah, sure.
And part of that is just trusting God, not having anxiety, right? And not having
Okay.
stress.
For sure.
And I think that like when you really take hold of that, then you have that peace, and you don't necessarily you don't have angst anymore for the things of the future, because you know that the things of the future are written for you, you know?
In full surrender, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Right?
That surrender part is the hard part.
Right? That's the thing, right? Okay, so Philippians 4:6, okay? It is literally my absolute favorite scripture, okay? Be anxious for nothing,
Yeah.
right? But through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace that surpasses all understanding will guard your hearts in Christ Jesus, right? Okay, so thinking about this moment, Daniel being thrown in a lion's den, okay?
Yeah.
Was he at peace or did he have anxiety, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and so the surrender part is even if, right?
Yeah.
Even if he doesn't close the mouths of the lions, even if the lions eat me to death,
Yeah.
like, okay. It's like, how do you get there? How do you get to even if, right? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah.
Okay. He's like, hey,
Furnace.
if you don't bow down to my idol, I'm throwing you in that furnace over there.
Yeah.
And they're like, our God is capable of saving us from your furnace.
Yeah.
But even if he doesn't,
Yeah.
we're not bowing down to your idol. It's not happening.
Yeah.
Well, Nebuchadnezzar got pissed. He's like, turn the heat up 7 times. The guards that he used to make the furnace hotter died.
It's crazy.
Just from like being
around.
close
Yeah.
to the thing. And they threw them in. And they're just walking around.
Yeah, just hanging out.
And Nebuchadnezzar's like, how many did we throw in there? Were there like 3 of them?
Yeah.
I see 4 people. But so it's that even if, man. That being my favorite scripture, I've been through. I've probably been in fight or flight mode 30 out of my 45 years. Okay, like I tell people like I live in the valley of the shadow of death. Like that's where my apartment is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't plan it, but that's kind of where it is. So, like I started having anxiety problems, like severe anxiety problems, like 2010s, maybe 20, yeah, 2010s, probably 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
They didn't get better really. And my doctor was like, I felt like I was having heart problems, you know?
Interesting.
And my doctor's like, I think you have anxiety, bro. And I'm like, I don't have anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not anxious at all. Like Philippians 4:6. Like, I know, like, this is my thing. Like, this is what I do. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
come to find out, no, it was anxiety. Like, I had a panic attack, 2020. Thought I was having a heart attack, like, straight up panic attack. And it was like freaking me out. I was like, are you sure you're not having some anxiety? I'm like, because in my head, intellectually,
Yeah.
even spiritually,
That you couldn't.
I have no anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, I'm good. Like,
Yeah.
if it's the end of the world, who cares? Like, here we go, you know? But physically, I wasn't handling it.
Yeah.
I wasn't like the even if part, bro. Because sometimes God says no,
That's
Right.
hard to accept.
right?
Yeah.
Like you were telling me earlier, like you're studying Joseph right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, dude, like this dude at like 12 years old has this dream where his family's like bowing down to him and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like he's gonna be some ruler. And then they start like laughing at him and picking on him and stuff. And then
Brothers hated him.
his brothers hated him for that. He was like the favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay. Then he gets sold into slavery, right?
Yeah.
Then he gets accused of rape,
Yeah.
like falsely accused of rape. He didn't do it. He was doing the right thing and he got thrown into prison. I mean, we're talking now 25, 30 years later after this dream that he had. His life did not represent the dream,
Yeah.
right? Like, how far, right? The answer is no.
Yeah.
Like, how far does it go? Then all of a sudden it happens. And then the whole thing changes. So how do you surrender through that process? So he had a lot of sleepless nights, bro. He had a lot of like, Lord, what is happening to me? What's going on? But he embraced his situation.
Yeah.
He was a top level slave. He ran Potiphar's house. Like he was like not, you know,
He even ran the prison when he was in the prison.
he even ran the prison, right?
Yeah.
He took his circumstances and chose to be the best that he could be in those circumstances. Right?
That's interesting because, it was like a majority of his life. Like I'm only 25, right? So when I think about it, I'm like, man, this man was in tribulation from the time he was a kid to the moment that he was a full grown man at 30 years old. And he was essentially suffering his whole entire life until he was 30 years old. But amongst that suffering, he like was still blessed by God. And like the Bible it says like, God was with him. God blessed everything that he did. But it's like, what do you mean? You're blessing him in a prison? You're blessing him as a slave? I don't understand because that doesn't really sound like a blessing to me. You're a slave. You
Right.
know, you have to you have no freedom. You're taking orders from people. But he wasn't just a slave. He was more than just a slave. And in those times when um, most people come into trial and tribulation and they're like, man, I don't know. I used to think there was a man up above, and then XYZ happened, and I forgot about that. God can't be real because of XYZ, because there's people suffering in the street, because I went through this abuse, because um, I'm I don't have the money that I thought that I should have by now, right?
Absolutely.
And then
How can there be a
yeah,
God if he allows bad things to happen?
exactly. But then it's crazy because even amongst that, like Joseph never left. Like
His faith never
faith
wavered.
never wavered.
Mhm.
Yes. And so he was like still like blessed. And even in the moments where he had an opportunity to exemplify the gifts and the talents that God gave him, like before he did anything, he'd always be like, all right, well, I'm not doing anything, but I know somebody that can help you.
Right.
And then it'll be like,
It's true.
yeah, he'll be like, all right, but I know I can't, he would say, I can't interpret these dreams for you, but I know somebody that can
Somebody who
interpret these
can.
dreams. Yeah, right. And then after that, he would interpret the dream and the blessing would just fall on him.
Mhm.
And then it's crazy because if you think about it, right, this kid was betrayed by his own family, his own brothers. There was only one brother that wanted to save him and couldn't. They threw him in a cistern. For those of you who don't know, a cistern is essentially like a hole in the ground, right? And when they throw him in the cistern, the guy Reuben comes back to come find him with one of his brothers. Reuben doesn't see him there because they sold him into slavery,
Yeah.
right? And then you're like, man, how do you go from a slave to a king, right? It's like that one Kanye song.
Yeah, right.
But
It's true.
like, how do you do it? And how would you, if you needed to write that story, could you figure out how to make a slave into a king without making a miracle happen?
No, it's not possible.
Right.
No, it's not possible. Yeah, it's not possible. And the thing was, at that point, Joseph had long forgotten the dream.
Yes.
He was not biding his time every day, waiting to become ruler of the world. That was not what he was doing. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is like there was no question to him that there was a God. It wasn't up for debate. It wasn't like, well, is there a God? Is there not a God?
This is happening to me.
Like whatever. Like,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean that he didn't have moments where he was not extremely frustrated with the Lord.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I can imagine he just got told by his brothers. Like, I guarantee you that night he's like, Lord, what is going on? Okay.
Yeah.
Why is this happening to me? And do you think he got the answer? No.
Nope.
No, the Lord did not say, well, Joseph, I got this great plan for you. Okay. You're going to be a slave for about 20 years, and then you're going to go to prison for a couple years, and then you're going to tell the king what his dream is, and then you're going to be ruler of the world. How about that? Are you good with it? This is the plan. This is the plan. That doesn't happen. Okay. That doesn't happen. And that's the hard part. Yeah. That's what blind faith is. Do you believe Romans 8:28 that all things happen for the good of those who love him? Do you believe that?
Yeah.
And is that circumstantial?
Yeah.
Is that based on whether the Lord makes you rich? Is that based on whether you get to drive a Mercedes? Is that based on whether you like, you know what I mean? Like, no. Faith, true faith is based on relationship, right? True faith is based on, even though I can't see, I know he can, and I'm going to keep walking,
Yeah.
right?
You know, it's really interesting. He encountered a lot of betrayal, right? He
Absolutely.
was betrayed by his family.
Yep.
He was betrayed by the Potiphar's wife.
Potiphar's wife.
And then he was even betrayed by the prisoner that escaped. Well, not escaped, but that was released.
Yep.
So this man was betrayed over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And he still came out on top.
On top, bro.
And you mentioned something that I think is very important. I definitely want to unpack it, like surrender. Like in all of those moments, like he was a slave. He didn't try to not be a slave. He didn't try to escape slavery. When he was a prisoner, he didn't try to escape the prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't even try to escape the oppression of his brothers.
Right.
And like like another thing is like they put a robe on him, like like almost like a royal robe. Was a kid, and they took the robe off of him and covered it in blood, and were like, "Hey, look, your son died."
Right.
But it's almost like symbolism to the future.
Totally.
You know?
Totally. Then the Lord 100% does that. And you can't read that.
Mm,
It's I call them breadcrumbs. Okay.
yeah.
You can't read it, but but it's like deja vu.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden when it happens, like when his brothers came. Do you remember when his brothers were there, he had to remove himself so he could go weep?
Yes.
That's when the Lord revealed the dream. It was in that moment that he was like,
Wow.
and then he came back and said, the Lord did this for this time. The Lord used you to develop me so that I could do this now. So that's the question. Have you arrived,
Mm,
or are you still on the journey? Right?
yeah.
And like, you're never going to arrive.
Yeah.
Like there's no finish line. That's the biggest mistake that I've made in my whole life. Setting a finish line and saying, when I get there, everything is going to be okay. No, everything is either okay or it's not. Now. And by the time you get to the finish line, you're going to move it.
Mm,
You're going to move it.
mm,
Every day you move the line. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you're never going to get there. And you can either be unhappy about that, or you can recognize that it's the journey. And there's like songs about it. I mean, even Miley Cyrus wrote a song about it, right? Enjoy the climb or whatever, right? Okay. It's the climb, you know? It's a semi good song.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Like, can you enjoy the ride and all the bumps and the bruises? And can you welcome that? And can you have faith through that? Or is your faith dependent on an outcome?
Mm. You know, it's I feel like I've been going through like this purging for the past few weeks.
Okay.
And
Talk about that. What do you mean?
so when we are experiencing hardship, right, throughout life, it's so easy to be like, you know, I'm not where I'm supposed to be because of that guy, or because of this circumstance, or because of this that happened to me in the past. I'm not who I'm supposed to be because of this, or because of this. Or when this, like you said earlier, when this situation changes, then I can. But none of those things are true. None of those things. Because all that you are is here.
Mm-hmm.
And all that you need to become is here. And so when you recognize, like, the problem is me. The problem isn't them. The problem isn't the fact that, you know, I they ruined this friendship, or they ruined this relationship, or this person abandoned me, or this person left me behind. No, 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 no. The problem was me. And that's the hardest pill to swallow. And I really feel like God has like got in a mirror and just been like, hey. And I'm just like, nah, what do you mean?
I mean, it's true, right?
No?
Okay. Michael Jackson, the man in the mirror,
Yeah.
right? Okay. So we've talked about what you have control over,
Yeah.
right? You only have control over your beliefs, values, attitudes, thoughts, feelings, and actions. That's the only control you have in this life is over you and what makes up who you are, right? So I believe that if you want God's will for your life, the desire is enough to have it.
Yeah.
Lord, I want your will for my life. Right? There's no like,
Yeah.
here's a checklist. If you want the Lord's will, knock this out, you'll be good. It's, do you want it? Yes, I do. That's it. Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then you have to live with that. Right.
Yeah.
So then if that's the case, guess what? I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be, doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing at every given moment, according to the will of the Lord, if that's what I want.
Yeah.
So whether Joseph wanted it or not, the will of the Lord was for him to be thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, sent to prison, and then become king of the world.
Yeah.
That was the will of the Lord, right? You can be in the pit and be like, Lord, what's going on?
Yeah.
Well, he's not going to answer you. He's going to be like, wow, I got this great plan. He's going to got a good one. I hope you're okay with it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, right? King Darius writes this thing, says, hey, you can only worship me for 30 days. Daniel's like, I'm praying to the Lord.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I'm doing. According to the will of the Lord, I'm praying. The Lord says, we're going to throw you in the lion's den. What happened from that? All of a sudden, King Darius, guess what he becomes? A believer.
Yeah.
Bro, did you see that? They threw him in the lion's den. And he's good. Then we pull him out. Then we throw the other guys in, and they're dead in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay? Like God uses our life to reveal himself to those around us, especially when we have faith in difficult circumstances. The Bible is not full of people who had cushy lives with no drama and, everything's good. No, the Bible is full of sinners who made terrible mistakes. But the one thing that they did do was they kept their faith in the Lord and kept moving forward. Right?
Yeah.
And so when we do that, I think we get so much more out of life when we surrender to the will of the Lord and the circumstances, and then use the power that we have to control ourselves. So if I'm in a place I don't want to be, with people I don't want to be with, dealing with circumstances that I know are not for me, then I need to use my actions to escape that moment.
Yeah.
And then learn from it, right? Okay, hey, I was there. I'm learning these things. And now I'm going to apply that education to where I need to be now, doing what I need to be doing now, right? And a lot of those choices are going to be about people. Who are you hanging out with? So we don't know a ton about Potiphar,
Yeah.
but we know he was a very wealthy Egyptian.
Yeah.
Okay. We know that he ran stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. He was like captain of the guard or something.
Yeah. Captain of the King's Guard.
So Potiphar was the person that he wanted Joseph to learn from.
Mm.
And what better position to put him in to learn from than to be the most favored slave and to run the house of the man who runs the king's guard. So where did Joseph learn how to be king of the world?
As a slave.
By being a slave and a prisoner and running those houses.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the Lord training you to do, Ben? Right? So either we're sitting in our circumstances and we're saying, man, I can't believe I'm going through this, and we can complain and we can be like the Israelites in the wilderness if we want to, and complain and
Yeah.
moan and groan and whatever, well, then we're not going to become who we are.
And they just keep it toast.
Then we're going to be right here. Okay.
Yep.
The only way to get out of that is to say, okay, Lord, I'm here. What was I supposed to learn? I don't like this place no more. Let me go find the people that I need to learn from. Let me go find the people that are going in the same direction I'm going in. Let me go find, let me put my brain in my body into places that are going to propel me to be who you created me to be. Right. And that's like my solid prayer, Lord. Like, Lord, there is no me. There is only you. I want to be the best me you created. Right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily even know who that is.
Yeah.
Right. I still maybe don't know who that is. Right. My trajectory has changed a lot in my life and I've been confused about it, but I just went with it. Okay, great. On to the next. Here we go. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I was not expecting to be doing what I'm doing now, but that's what I'm doing now. And so I'm giving it 100% until the Lord changes my direction again.
Yeah. That's so real, man. And just to add to that, like that surrender part, because as you do all of those things, like we have parts of ourselves that we create and then we put under lock and key and say, this is me. And we don't want to change that part of ourselves because we feel like if we change that part of ourselves, then who am I really? If I'm not this big, bad, strong guy and I'm actually weak and I need God to I need God to be strong for me, then who am I really? Am I a coward? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, absolutely.
or it's like if I had this goal my whole life to be this great celebrity and I'm not becoming that, then what does that mean about me? Am I a failure? And so as what I'm learning, I think, is as I go through this and I learn like I need to surrender who I thought that I needed to be. I need to surrender who I want in my life, right? I need to surrender control. I need to surrender my past, like any hurt. I need to surrender pride. I need to surrender my ego. I need to surrender all these things. And the nobody talks about like the walk of actually every walk, every step that you take is like shedding your skin. And it feels so uncomfortable because it feels like, man, I'm naked in the winter. I'm outside and I'm cold and I'm yelling and nobody can hear me. But it's like, you don't even know like how much that walk that you're doing in that winter is strengthening you and who you're going to become once you're done. Right. And like keeping that faith, regardless of how cold it is and the struggle and how hard it is although it's something that's really, really difficult, man. When I say really difficult, I mean like people can see you and they could say, man, Sloan looks like he's doing so great. But then inside of Sloan, there's a war.
Mhm.
And nobody sees the war, but you know there's a war. But once you get through that, it's like you kind of emerge from the inside out. And I'm like, I I I know that and I'm trying to stay faithful to that. Dude, it is difficult.
It's difficult, bro. It's really difficult.
That's hard. I
So
wonder, like, for you, when you talked about your past before, when you were in those moments, when you felt like you were at your lowest, like, how did you get through that?
So that's a great question. Okay. And we're gonna expand on that in our part 2.
Okay.
Okay. So let's wrap up part 1 real quick with just a little wisdom for this show, and then we'll continue this discussion in part 2. Okay.
I
So
gotcha.
the wisdom that I want to give you for this week, everybody, is surrender.
Mm,
Okay. Stop being a victim. Okay.
yeah.
Stop trying to figure out why you are where you are and what it is that's going on all around you. Surrender to the Lord and to the circumstance and let it go. And then you will have clarity to be able to navigate your way through that part of your journey. Okay. Without surrender, you just feel like you're being persecuted. And the truth is we've all been persecuted and we're all gonna be persecuted. But when you surrender, then you can get clarity and you can see the path. You can see the path. And then you can walk it. And then you won't feel persecuted anymore. It is war. It is.
Yeah.
Surrender to it so that you can move forward.
You heard it here first, folks. Thanks again, and like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Hit that notification button.